Hi, Dave here from RC Pilots. Thanks very much for tuning in. Today we got a big question. We want to ask, is a roughly $200 drone like this, the Hubsan, as good as or better than one of our DJI products? These little babies that we know and love. It might seem like a no-brainer that this, for roughly around $1,000, has got to be better than something a fifth of the price. So today we're going to take a look at that. We're going to check out some of the features and make your own mind up after that. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. Okay, so first up, for about $220, $230, you can get the Hubsan X4. You can see it here, and it is actually packed full of features. I bought cheapy drones in the past for $50, $100, and they were hardly worth spending money because they just didn't have the strength in the motors or the features, whereas this does, and it seriously does. It's got built-in GPS, so it's not going to fly away, or if it does, it's going to come back to you. It's got a full HD camera. There's brushless motors. There's about 15 minutes flight time, maybe a bit extra depending on weather conditions. And it's also got a follow me mode. It doesn't have all of the features that our lovely Mavics have, but it's got the basics. Now the follow me mode literally is just follows the transmitter, but it is capable, and this is a lovely transmitter. You don't need your phone, you got a screen, and you have you get full telemetry on the screen. And one of the biggest pluses, and I think this is a huge plus, and I think DJI dropped the ball on this, is that the Hubsan X4 is FPV capable. So that camera on the drone transmits to any cheapy type of FPV goggles. These ones cost about $50, $60, and you get to fly through the screen. Might be childish, but it's a lot of fun. This, to me, I think, if you're looking for a drone for fun, already this for $220 odd is beginning to look like a serious contender. But to be fair, let's peel back some of the layers and let's check the features and compare them and see if we're comparing oranges with oranges, or whatever that phrase is. We'll see if we're being fair to our DJI brothers, if it is worthwhile pay extra money for something like this. So we got a bit of a scoring system going. We're going to list off a couple of different features and see how the two compare. So we just came up with a couple of ideas to try to identify some of the main features of the two drones and see how they stack up. So first one, size. How do they compare? Well, folded, this is wonderfully compact. Seriously compact. Easy to fold up, stow away. It becomes seriously small. Huge plus. That's small. As compared to this, okay, we've got prop guards on. It's still pretty compact. It's not huge, but it's not going to fit in something as small as that. So if we're scoring, I think first score goes to the Mavic Air. The Mavic Pro is a bit bigger, but not a whole lot bigger. But as regards to the Air, that one wins. Second up, ruggedness, longevity, its ability to withstand windy conditions. Well, both of them have been up in winds of up to about 30 kilometers an hour, and they've done very well. I was quite impressed. I didn't have a flyaway. I had Phantom before that did fly away in similar winds. This didn't, and neither did this. She literally tipped forward and held steady. So they take a good beating in the wind. As for build quality, of course, build quality is going to be A1 with their DJI products, as is the Hubsan. She's taken knocks, and she's still very good. Prop guards help enormously, but it's a solid piece of kit. It's not a cheap piece of plastic. It's well up there. So for their durability, their ability to withstand knocks, and the ruggedness, I think they both score about even. We give a point to each of them. Battery life, again a bit of a surprise. That's your Hubsan battery. It's larger than the Mavic. It's larger than the that's your Hubsan battery, 7.4 volts, 2700 milliamp hours. The Mavic battery is much more compact, it's got more power, but it lasts around a similar period of time. Got 15 to 20 minutes, got about 15 to 20 minutes on a calm day with both of them. So again, on battery stamina, they're about even. The one thing about the Hubsan is those batteries are cheaper. You'll get those for about $12, which is good. We all know these Mavic batteries cost a heck of a lot more. Okay, next one, FPV, first person view recording. As I said, this scores, it can do it. To the best of our knowledge, we don't believe you can get FPV, a generic FPV from the Mavic products. Of course, it's compatible with their own proprietary goggles, but not with generic ones. And if you look for a fun factor, that's something to consider. So in that case, we give the edge to the Hubsan. Range. Okay, it's coming back in favour of the Mavic again. Clearly, the Mavic has got a much greater range. I've flown comfortably around 3 kilometers. I know the manual says it's good for more. I know some friends have flown further, but it clearly will outrun and outgun the Hubsan, which begins to lose its range a little over a kilometre. Now, how important is that? That depends on how you know what you're using it for. One big surprise to me with this Air compared to the previous Mavic Pro is it doesn't use OcuSync, it uses Wi-Fi. And that has been a huge disappointment to me. Huge disappointment. I've frequently gotten black spots, the screen goes blank, and it's a bit of a panicky moment. I don't like it. I miss having the OcuSync, but then, you know, you pay more money. And they're the choices that you make. This is a great deal cheaper than the Mavic Pro and the new Pro 2. But they share similar Wi-Fi transmission. This just has a better range. So the Mavic Air gets it this time. What's next? Camera. Well, this is where the differences really begin to emerge. The little Hubsan X4 has a delightful 1080 HD camera built in. It takes lovely crisp video and photographs, but it has no gimbal. There's no software stabilization. What you see is what you get. So on a windy day, you're going to get a lot of movement as you move forward. It's going to slide around the place. Quality of the video is perfectly good, but it is going to be jumpy. You compare that to this, and that's where the differences open up. 4K capable, 100 megabits per second transfer speed. You're getting as I said, you're getting 4K with full manual control. It's immensely more capable. There is no competition between these two. This is streets ahead, and this is probably the reason why most people will opt for something like this over that. But then again, maybe your camera and having absolute fantastic camera quality, not the best, but very, very good, that might not be the most important thing to you. So this scores in a big way on that. What else? Transmitter. Here's a lovely compact transmitter for the Mavic, but you require your phone. Here's the transmitter for the Hubsan. Nice weighty piece. Takes AA batteries. It tends to chew through them, but you got your own built-in screen with full telemetry. So to my mind, I prefer that on the Hubsan over the Mavic. And the last one, affordability. $220, around $1,000, depending, you go with the combi kit or less, $850 perhaps. Can you afford that? Well, the Hubsan's cheaper, it's more affordable. So as a way of rating, the Hubsan X4 gets the score on that. So when we go through those features, 1 to 8, they actually score out evenly. Both of them get size, the Mavic, ruggedness, longevity, we give them both a point each. Battery life, both a point each. FPV, advantage to the X4. Range, advantage to the Air. Camera, advantage to the Air. Phone required, well, you do, so advantage to the X4, and affordability, the X4 is more affordable. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So does that tell the story? Does it mean that they're both the same? Well, look, clearly not. The score doesn't tell the full story. The X4 is great. The Mavic Air is great. It's very, very good. It's very, very capable. I think the X4 is a more fun drone to fly. You got your FPV, and to be honest, we've flown a couple of these, and it's easy to be a little bit more casual, a little bit more relaxed when you're flying something that doesn't cost so much. When we pop the X4 up in the air, if something really bad goes wrong, we're not going to be quite as upset as if something really bad goes wrong with this. This is a couple $100, this is $1,000. We're not casual for a second about a couple $100, but given that it has very good features, it's got a return to home capability, it's got GPS, telemetry, distance, height, everything. You're getting a lot for that, and you get your FPV capability. So why go with this? And it really boils down to one thing, as the camera. The camera is brilliant. It's better than the Mavic Pro. Clearly it's not going to be as good as the new Mavic Pro 2, but it is immensely capable. It is almost professional grade, almost, but perfectly used when you're making any home videos, doing anything. It's totally capable. Combined with that, your gimbal for smoothness, and you're onto an absolute winner. If photography and videography, taking films, is your thing, and if that's very important to you, well then the X4 won't cut it. But if that's not the most important thing, and just look for a fun drone, something that will, you know, you can take out anytime you want, fly around the place, know it won't get lost in you, know that it can take good photographs, good video, not professional grade, but very good, well then, you know, a couple $100 gets you a lot of drones. So at the end of the day, they're two very capable drones in their own right, and I suppose it's up to each person to decide if they want to pay the extra money for this, or if paying the lesser money, they get everything that they want in that. So hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video, hopefully you got a bit of information, and maybe it's helped you make a decision on which way you're likely to go if you're thinking of making a purchase. So thanks again for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe, to like and subscribe, and we'll be back to you again soon with another new video. All the best.